Other news now in your 17 Crime Watch. A Westchester man came home to find his home being burglarized, and that led to a shootout with the suspects. Bakersfield police say it happened around 7 p.m. last Thursday on Pine Street downtown. Detectives say their investigation revealed the homeowner came home and saw an unknown vehicle parked in his driveway and several men taking off from his home toward that car. One of the suspects pulled out a gun and began firing at the victim while he was still inside of his own vehicle. The homeowner returned fire and was hit by at least one bullet. The homeowner's injuries are not considered life-threatening and the men got away. However, one suspect, 43-year-old Melvin Carter of Palmdale, was later found at a local hospital with serious injuries from a gunshot wound. Another suspect, 36-year-old Frederick Minoy III of Bakersfield, who was taken into custody for his role in the attempted burglary and charged with attempted murder for the shooting. He's being held on $1 million bail. Bakersfield police has declined to answer our questions about the name of the homeowner, which suspect shot the homeowner, and who owns the gun the suspects used. BPD says releasing specific details at this time could compromise their investigation.
Breaking new details for you right now at noon about a deadly gas station shooting in Morrow County. The Morrow County Sheriff's Office is revealing a string of crimes leading up to the deadly shooting. Investigators say it started when Keith Moser tried to steal a car on the northbound off-ramp on State Road 61 and I-71 in Marengo. Shots were fired at the car. Then detectives say he went to the Shell gas station around the corner, and that's where he tried to steal a minivan. A woman, Megan Kennedy Stanford, was pumping gas. Police say shots were fired again, hitting and killing Stanford. The suspect then turned and fired at a U-Haul van. The man inside of that U-Haul fired back, hitting and killing Moser. Shortly after, authorities showed up on the scene. So far, no charges have been filed in all of this, as the sheriff's office is still investigating.
Ross County 911, where's your emergency?
He's got through the garage door, and he's come to the door, and he said he's not leaving. This is his house, and we're standing in here pointing a gun at him, and it ain't slowing him down.
He got through into the garage?
Yes, and he comes to the door, and I've got the lights all on, and he's talking to us, and we said, get out of here. We both got a gun. We're going to shoot you. You kick that door down. And he stood there, and he said, this is my house. I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. So he's walked back out of the garage, but he ain't leaving. Something's wrong with him.
Okay.
And he's not a real young man. He's not a young teenager either.
Okay. We're getting help out there.
He's a heavy-set guy. I've never seen him before in my life. But, yeah, I got a deadbolt and a lock out there, and he kicked that door where he's beat it so long.
Okay.
So he'll come back here to this kitchen door before it's all over with, and I swear to God, he kicks down this door, I'm going to shoot him because he's crazy. He's not coming through this door and getting. Oh, Jesus, God, he's kicking my front door now. Oh, my God. He's kicking my glass front door now.
Okay, okay.
Oh, you're going to have to hurry. I'm telling you, I don't want to have to kill this man, but the way he is, it's going to be him or me. And my husband is disabled, and that's him hauling back at him.
Okay.
He can't do nothing. There he is, still on the front porch. Says he's not leaving here without her. We don't even have any daughters. My husband's trying to tell him he can come tomorrow and see him anything to make him leave.
Okay.
He won't do it.
A man will face charges after he allegedly entered and fired shots inside a home. Police say officers found 29-year-old Bruce Wayne Murphy at the intersection of Gateway South and Broadus in northeast El Paso, calling for help after being shot. According to police, they received a call saying a man matching the description of Murphy had forced his way into the home and shot their dog. A 37-year-old man that was in the home shot back at Murphy, injuring him. Murphy is expected to be charged with burglary of habitation once he is released from the hospital.
San Antonio police are still working to get to the bottom of a shooting at a motel on the east side that left a man dead.
Tonight, the Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office is still working to learn the identity of the man who was killed. The shooting happened just before 4:30 this evening at the Upland Inn Motel on I-10 East near Houston Street. Police say a couple was in their room when the man allegedly walked in uninvited. The man inside told police he felt compelled to shoot and fired several shots.
The alleged intruder was later pronounced dead at the scene. As of right now, it's unclear if the man who fired the fatal shots will face any criminal charges in this case. We'll keep you posted.
Now let's go to the other story, where a 71-year-old out for Chinese takeout late at night near his house on North 10th Street, leaves the store with his food, and on the way home, he gets a couple blocks from his house, and two guys who may have been following him from the store think they're going to have an easy mark and rob him, and they hold him up with a gun, and they shoot him in the leg. But little do they know, they messed with the wrong 71-year-old who brought his old-fashioned six-shooter revolver with him, and suddenly fires back at them as they run for their lives. And he doesn't know if he shot him, but police were checking hospitals to see if anybody came in with bullet wounds and a made-up story.
When he was just about 2 blocks from his home, 2 males exited from a breezeway. They announced a robbery. At that time, the 71-year-old pulled his gun, and there was an exchange of gunfire between the 71-year-old and these 2 individuals that were attempting to rob him. And that's when our 71-year-old victim was shot 1 time in the leg. The 2 individuals, no description, were just last seen fleeing on foot in a westbound direction through a breezeway. That's where we did find 2 spent shell casings. We know those spent shell casings are from the perpetrators because our victim was carrying a revolver, and a revolver does not expel spent shell casings. They remain in the weapon.
And so the 71-year-old got stabilized at the hospital, got help quick because people heard the gunfire and called police and helped their neighbor out. But here we go again, Thomas. A man, like so many Uber drivers, like so many people who are working overnight convenience stores, et cetera, arming themselves because they know there's so many armed criminals out there. And if you venture outside your house, no matter what time of day, whether you're just walking your dog or whatever, these people are paying attention to the news in this city, which seems to have an awful crime headline daily. And they're learning the hard way, and sometimes learning in person, that it was good that they did arm themselves, despite the mayor and everybody else saying it's not a good idea for everybody to go out and buy guns, even if they have a permit, to arm themselves, because we're going to have everybody shooting at each other. But in this case, even police will tell you off the record privately that it was good that guy had a gun, because who knows if he would have been shot and killed, even if he handed over everything he had, including his Chinese food. Thomas?
Yeah, certainly no one wants to be a victim, and some are getting ready. Steve, thank you. It is 5:35.
And tonight, police are investigating another shooting, a result of road rage. A 71-year-old man died, but the man who shot him says it was self-defense. Apparently, that 71-year-old was threatening other drivers.
So our Brendan Tierney finds it's not the first aggressive driver neighbors have seen.
People who live in this area of Madison tell me drivers have become way too aggressive on Old Hickory Boulevard, and they're not surprised by this deadly road rage shooting.
And I'm thinking, yep, somebody got shot or killed. I was right, I guess.
Angel Hale came home from the grocery store on Sunday afternoon to find her street blocked off by police cars after a road rage incident at the intersection of Route 45 and Rio Vista Drive.
Never nothing like that in all the years I've lived here.
Police say a 71-year-old man had been speeding and cutting people off before getting stopped at the traffic light. He then got out of his car with a gun and was aggressive with other drivers. Police say one of those drivers pulled out their own gun and killed the man to protect their family.
A 71-year-old man, that's crazy. I would have never dreamed that. It's very concerning. I've got my grandkids that I'm raising right here.
Angel says she just built a tree house in the front yard for her grandchildren to play in. but no longer feels as comfortable being outside after this shooting. Also keeping a closer eye on other drivers when getting on the road.
Watch my back and sides, especially when I got my grandkids with me. The world has changed around here. It used to be laid back and things has just changed.
The whole incident was captured on video from a nearby business. Police say the driver is cooperating and witnesses backed up the self-defense claim, so no charges are being filed. In Madison, Brendan Tierney, WSMV4.
Two people are being treated for gunshot wounds at Albany Med following a shooting that happened just after 4 o'clock this morning at 29 Dix Avenue in Glens Falls.
Glens Falls police and the New York State Police are interviewing the accused shooter, trying to figure out just what happened here. Stella Porter has been at the scene all day today. She joins us live from Dix Avenue. Police are still on the scene right now, Stella.
Yeah, Sabrina and Mark, it's actually, there's been a lot going on at this home at 29 Dix Avenue just in the past couple minutes here. We saw investigators suited up coming in and out and several evidence markers at the home. 2 police cars from Glens Falls remain on scene here. The city spokesman says 2 people were shot. They are still at Albany Medical Center. 1 is in critical condition. The spokesman tells me the 2 people who were shot were trying to break into the home when the person living here shot them. We spoke to a local business owner who says she was surprised to see police in this pretty quiet residential neighborhood today.
Seems pretty quiet. There's always people walking their dogs, and it seems like a good area for the most part. I haven't, noticed anything crazy.
Yeah, and there is also some police tape at a home on Cherry Street, just around the corner here, and the authorities tell me that is connected to the scene, and that these scenes will remain here as long as police continue to investigate. So far, though, no charges filed in this case. For now, live in Glens Falls, Stella Porter, News Channel 13. Mark, Sabrina, back to you.
Stella with that breaking news. Thank you.